He's got that feline quickness to go with all that girth. Trayce Jackson Davis. Hard finish.
And that was set up there by Chris Paul.
Offensive rebound, Jackson Davis. Pajemski feeds the big man, gets it back and sticks it back. Trayce Jackson Davis.
And Pajemski out firing there. That's a nice pass from GP2 setting up Trayce Jackson Davis.
Well, look, I've had Draymond as a teammate, and he is a great teammate. He is so important to what the Warriors do and the Warriors' success. But he's got to control it because him and him alone, in my opinion, can dictate the elevation when he's on that court.
And Watanabe able to run it down. And now Paul with the steal. Jackson Davis slams it home. Stayed in the play. Paul with the no look.
Was able to slip right underneath the defense for a nice little catch and finish.
Pajemski down the lane, challenges any and all. And Jackson Davis is there for the stuff.
Chris Paul the other way, 19 years in the NBA with a beautiful lob up top. And ease it into that one. It's going to be the Warriors that will take possession, and quickly up the floor they come. Blazers better get down the floor. Moody spins, hands off. There he is again, Jackson Davis. Warriors getting comfortable, and they're scoring without Curry, which is a real concern. Curry has that magnetism, though.
Can you pay off this possession after the Trayce rebound, the Wiggins rebound, the Moody rebound? Yes, you do.
Curry trying to shed the D, finding Thompson. White goes on him. Inside. Jackson Davis.
Steph Curry likes this matchup one-on-one. And the lob! Trayce Jackson Davis. This is going to be a great market for the WNBA. Saric, no, and the foul is good. What an impact already for Trayce Jackson Davis. Pajemski on the roll, and another lob inside. Jackson Davis throws it down. Kuzma and Poole have been quiet so far in the second. Curry with the scoop, and again, Jackson Davis demanding more minutes, and he's getting them with his play. There he is at the other end from Chris Paul.
Matisse Thybulle checks in, an elite defender to track down Steph Curry. There's Paul, back to Trayce Jackson Davis. This game getting a little uncomfortable with the Warrior lead trimmed to 6. And Curry to Trayce Jackson Davis. You don't have Wiggins, you don't have Draymond, you don't have Payton tonight, and you still have this many quality players. Trayce Jackson Davis.
He knows what to do with it once he gets it.
And we had fun in Portland. Scoot Henderson just fouled Chris Paul. Perfect. And Chris Paul sending it to Trayce Jackson Davis. Robert Kalena getting used to being at Chase Center. We will with a 7-game homestand after the Christmas Day game. Trayce Jackson Davis, rookie to rookie on the run out.
Separates, can't knock it down. Paul the rebound. Saric lobbing it up. Jackson Davis throwing it down, and Denver needs a timeout. Brown misses both free throws. Jackson Davis picked up his 4th foul on that. Pajemski lobs it up to Jackson Davis, who throws it.
Tyler Hero nearly knocked it away. Now Wiggins getting downhill, setting up Trayce Jackson Davis. Now if Andrew starts doing that, that's a whole nother dimension. Audi starting lineup: Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, and the first NBA start for Trayce Jackson Davis. And the lob is perfectly executed. Backdoor, hello. Trayce Jackson Davis and Kuminga.
Kuminga can see the floor too. 2 defenders went with Chris Paul that time. And meanwhile, Dallas just methodically doing their thing on offense.
And that's all the attention on Steph. I mean, that can happen all the time. Kuminga, 2 men stay with Steph. And that's how you have to make him play. Kuminga got it to Trayce for the dunk. Just incredible Dallas shooting all night. There's Paul back to Trayce.
That's going to the basket. As he cross pass with him.
Rip off 6-7 in a row here. The crowd will become part of it. Beautiful pass by Clay. But that's the talent level for everybody in this league. These are the 450 best basketball players in the world. Given nights, they could be amazing. Here's Trayce Jackson Davis. I think the only team I ever saw that never really had too many of those or minimal was that 73-9 Warrior team.
Exactly.
Along with Jalen McDaniels.
And Thaddeus Young is still in the league.
He is. Nice lob from Moody to Trayce Jackson Davis.
He did make the one All-Star team in 2020. Jackson Davis, nice cut to the basket as Klay Thompson finds him. Looking for an opening. Lobs it in. Jackson Davis again. Same connection. Couple of guys whose dads played in the NBA.
So that'll be a guy that can score for you, shoot threes for you, and give you a big off the bench.
Thompson to Jackson Davis. Caruso chasing Thompson. Drummond came over, and that opened up Jackson Davis, who's been running the pick and roll very well tonight. Pajemski, the kick. They rotate it to Thompson. Bounce to Trayce Jackson Davis.
Rely upon to generate a lot of their points.
Chris with the defensive duties on that possession and the flush finish.
Year 3, his game's growing up. Kuminga to Trayce Jackson Davis. Oh, just stayed on the iron. Kuminga got it back to Trayce to finish. 11 for 11, 25 points. Anytime you're on a list with Chris Mullin, take it.
It's interesting. A lot of players.
That's a nice feed. Jerome Robinson finding Trayce on the roll. Pretty.
Double team on Green. Pajemski just named as an NBA Rising Star. And the setup. Kuminga, Euros, slam down on the follow. Jackson Davis.
The trip goes to Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and Indiana. And what are the positives to their outlook moving forward?
Andrew Wiggins, a left ankle injury return. TBD, say the Warriors. Jalen Johnson with the block, but coming back, Trayce Jackson Davis with the jam. Kongwu's got 11 rebounds. Clinton 14 on the bounce. And the dunk by Trayce Jackson Davis. Foul on Atlanta. Kuminga to Jackson Davis.
Kuminga did him a favor.
Thompson now 0 of 4, but it's knocked out to Wiggins. Back in on Dinwiddie. Help from Hayes. And a foul call, Jackson Davis. Steph Curry back in for the Warriors. Looking for an opening. No look. Jackson Davis hammers it down. And another tasty dish from Curry. And he thought even specifically with two guys, Wiggins and Kuminga, really benefit. Jackson Davis, attack mode. Kuminga wants to clear some space, get Thompson involved. The roll and the flush. Jackson Davis.
Saric. One more, Trayce Jackson Davis.
Paul throwing it up. Jackson Davis on the business end.
But Allie LaForce, these two are very close. They have a long relationship and very much looking up to Paul as Chris Paul sets up Jackson Davis.
Steve Kerr ready to go back with Curry and Draymond Green.
Up top for Jackson Davis. Chris Paul with the lob.
Take a page out my book. That's all I'm saying.
Paul. Jackson Davis with a slam dunk.
I wish I could take a page out of this book and still be out there passing like that.
The odds are not in the favor of us having a challenge. Oh, Jackson Davis pummels it down with the left hand.
Curry. Dancing, goes inside, throws it up, and Jackson Davis completes it. There's a little rookie rampage, and they're on their feet once again. Kumpo, the crossover goes right into Kuminga. Shot blocked. He did it again. Jackson Davis, his third rejection of Giannis.
That is just, here we go again.
And the finish. Podziemski kicks it out. Moody. No hesitation from the left-hander. And Jackson Davis, right on cue, throws it down.
But OKC's been doing it all year. They got one of the best players in the NBA in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Minnesota's got a historic defense. And there's the guy we've been talking about, Jackson Davis. The whole.
And they're 4 of their 5 starters. Then Caruso's played all the great defense. Chris Paul to Trayce. He drops the hammer. He gets the foul. He'll go to the line. The Bulls with a 3-point lead. Stephen Moody, Clay, Trayce, Jackson Davis. Knocking it down.
It's just too much for Vucevic to deal with. They're going to push. They're going to run. 7th in transition frequency. They like to get up and down. They got athletes.
There's the line. Podziemski to TJD.
Defense is hard in the NBA. One of the worst teams in the league. If you look at their record, but shooting the ball extremely well right now.
Podziemski throwing that lob, and Trayce dunking it down and drawing the foul.
Well, 5-0 run for Golden State. They pulled it within 5 here. 39-34 opening minutes of the second quarter. Chris Paul throws it up. Trayce Jackson Davis throws it down to make it a 7-0 run.
That was impressive.
Warriors come away with the ball on the lob off the inbound intended for Victor. Wiggins steps his way to the cup. No, and the putback for Trayce Jackson Davis. Appears to be okay. He's back in the game. Trayce Jackson Davis with a hammer over Jeremy Sohan with the left hand to open a 3-game trip, and now with a 10-point lead here. 4 minutes and change remaining in the third. And there's Jackson Davis finishing another lob.
Excellent execution once again. Great for our guys, though. Win or lose.
Jackson Davis. Oh, over Victor Wembanyama.
Loosen those rims up, man. Get a screwdriver out there to do that, Skin.
I think it needs a monkey wrench.
Down the lane, Trayce Jackson Davis got it back, slammed it home. Are still in front by 15. Paul. Inside Payton finds Trayce Jackson Davis.
Dinwiddie being very aggressive defensively on Curry. Kuminga leans in. Nice pass last second. Jackson Davis throws it down.
And yet, for the good of the game and the good of the women's game, he was willing to do it. So it's my first chance to say thank you to him.
Bravo, well done. Jackson Davis on a beautiful pass inside.
You did mention these in-season trades sometimes taking a little bit longer.
Ball pass to Jackson Davis from Chris Paul. And Jackson Davis providing.
He's one of these guys. He was, I think, a football quarterback in high school. And he's wow, okay.
Jackson Davis with the slam. Thompson trying to get free, but DiVincenzo hanging with him. Nice pass by Klay Thompson. Good awareness there. He saw the cutter, Jackson Davis. Thompson, the lob. Jackson Davis called for it. Thompson found it. 7-0 run.
And the Warriors down 11, a key game for them here at home where they've struggled. If they would lose, they'd be under 500 at home.
Another great pass, Thompson to Jackson Davis. You pointed out that chemistry that's apparent as Jackson Davis is 8 of 8 from the floor.